Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the superb game Castlevania on the NES. If you've never played the game before or saw one of my previous Castlevania reviews, then basically it's a side-scrolling action platformer. I personally love the Castlevania games. I think they're absolutely wonderful. I think the music's brilliant and everything about them. Many people always say that this game is actually, well, not this game, but the fourth game is actually a port of the first game. It's like a remake. But I've actually been educated by a very good friend of mine that it's just the story that's retold. The game, I've always thought the game was completely different, and it is completely different. There's a few things that are the same that you can tell. It's like obviously the same Castlevania type thing, it's the same series, but it's just the story. But anyway, the gameplay of Castlevania games pretty much stayed the same until they decided to change them all of a sudden. So this one is very similar to the fourth one, and to be fair, the second one's completely different at the same time as I'm saying that, so they seem to tweak it all the time. But you go left or right, you've got enemies to fight with your whip. You can get 2 upgrades for your whip to basically put a mace on it and to also make it longer. You can go left and right and shoot these, whip these candlesticks that are on the wall, and they'll basically give you money and weapons and the likes. You've got I've got my dagger up there, and basically the dagger uses your hearts, and you've just got to fire them. You just hold up and push 1 if you're on the Wiimote, and then that throws a dagger. You can get things like holy water, you can get crosses, which are personally my favourite and the best. So there's all sorts of different sub-weapons for you to get. You can get these little items that basically increase the amount of those things that you can throw at one time, because you can only throw 1 on the screen at one time. But if you collect this item, then it'll allow you to throw 2, and then indeed it'll allow you to throw 3. You can get those crosses there, which are just like, they basically kill everything on the screen at once, which is pretty damn useful and the likes. These clocks here just basically stop the time when you use them, but they'll use a lot of hearts, and they only stop time for a few seconds. There's secrets all over the place, like that one there, to give you health. Your health is in the top left corner there, it's the red one, and the enemy's health is basically the boss's health. It's one of these games where it's constantly on there, even though you're never fighting the boss until the very end of the 3rd stage, because there's 6 bosses overall and 18 stages, and you fight the bosses every 3 stages. So that's that then. There's quite a lot of gameplay to it. To be fair, I was actually up to, I think, the 15th or 16th stage, and I actually reset my gameplay just so I could do this review. And I'm a bit crushed about it because I've never been that far in the game, and it's probably going to take us ages to get that far again. But at the same time, I wanted to review it because I love the game. So, the game itself, I've said pretty much about the gameplay, and now I'm going to say about its difficulty. Castlevania games are always hard, but personally I think this is possibly the hardest Castlevania game I've ever played in my life. I've yet to play 3, so don't come on there and say, oh, what are you talking about, 3's much harder, because I haven't played it yet. Bring it onto the VC and I'll play it. But anyway, this one, absolutely mind-bogglingly hard. It's the type of thing that you're really not going to beat after like half an hour's play, because you most likely after half an hour's play can still be on the first world, because it's the type of thing that's just absolutely mental. And to be fair, I'm saying world, you've all in Dracula's castle, so there is no really worlds or anything. But anyway, just going to shut up for a few seconds while I try and fight this boss and let you listen to a bit of the music. So there we go then, that's a bit of the music. After you kill a boss, you get one of them orbs, which basically gives you points, gets rid of your time, you get points for how many hearts you have left over, and it fills up your energy, and then you go into the next part of the game. You then go into this world map here, and it basically shows you where you've been and where you're going and the likes. Even though it's always a bat, it's never obviously a bat that you're actually fighting. You'll fight things like Frankenstein, the Mummy. I believe Frankenstein's on this one, I'm positive the Mummy is. You'll fight Death, obviously, right before you fight Dracula. So that's that. There's quite a lot of differences to the game. There's quite a lot of lifespan and the likes, and quite a lot of things to do. I'm now starting to babble on because I've forgot what I've said, but at the same time I've said everything that needs to be said about the review, other than the fact that personally I think the graphics are pretty damn good for a NES game, although Simon Belmont does look a bit basic there. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.